What's up, you guys? It's Sifu AJ here, and today I'm going to do a little video giving you a technique for astral projection. So, some of you have never astral projected before and want to, and some of you have, or have had an experience but would like to have it happen again. Like maybe it's happened once or twice randomly, because that is very possible. I think almost everybody in their lifetime has done it once or twice and realized it, and they've done it much more without realizing it. So, the probability of you doing it and not realizing it is pretty much up there until you develop your mind to so to speak, be lucid. And it's different. I don't mean lucid as in like lucid dreaming, but you can also be lucid while you're awake. So this lucidity is something, or awareness, self-awareness, is what is really the major aspect of any of these kind of things like lucid dreaming and astral projection, telekinesis, all this kind of stuff. You need to develop your self-awareness. Now, to get a little bit more esoteric, you would have to basically know the difference between your physical and non-physical self. And that's the kind of awareness you want to develop. So, there's ways of doing that through techniques by training your mind. This particular technique, if you practice it over time, you will be able to do astral projection at will. It's just a matter of just doing the practice and developing the skill set for it. Okay? So what I want you guys to do, instead of just chatting on too much, I'll get right into the technique. Okay? And so you guys can get started right away. So here we go. The first thing you want to do is you want to find a nice mirror where you can see your whole entire body. I'm talking about one of these long ones you put on your door, on your bedroom door or something like that, where you can literally see yourself from head to toe. Okay? And what you want to do is you want to spend literally like 5 minutes staring at yourself. When I mean stare at yourself, I mean look at the details. Look at yourself. Look at the details of yourself. Look at everything about you. Okay? And in fact, if you can practice this in the nude, you'll have a lot better results too. So maybe before you go in the shower or when you come out of the shower, it's a good time to practice. You just want to sit there and get really familiar with your own body. Looking in the mirror. Okay, looking at your reflection in the mirror and become very familiar with your own body and the details of yourself. Now, after you've done that 5 minutes practicing, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do it right after. It could be before you go to bed, or when you have a break and you just feel like, all right, let me go ahead and just work on some of this. It doesn't have to be right after the mirror thing. The purpose of looking at the mirror is, like I said, to build a familiarity with yourself, and you want to do that regularly. And again, in the nude's the best. And you want to give it at least 5 minutes. And it sounds kind of redundant because you look at yourself and then you see all the details, but it's training your brain. You're building up these mental muscles by getting familiar with yourself. So the next step after you've done that, and again, it doesn't have to be right after. It can be at any other time of the day when you have time. It's kind of like a meditation. What I'm going to tell you right now is a technique. So it's going to use visualization. What you want to do is remember yourself, what you've been looking in the mirror. Alright, you want to take that mental imagery you've been planting in your brain. You want to visualize it in front of you. Alright? The best way to do it is to actually put some energy into it. And what I mean by that is, imagine that from your heart, wherever you feel, I feel most comfortable using my heart chakra, okay? But from my heart chakra, I imagine my energy goes out and makes a cloud in front of me. And I fill up that cloud. I make it about the size of my body. I try to make it what I would imagine is the mass of my body. So it'd be like this very big, thick cloud. You know, streams out. You're projecting energy out in front of you to create a big energy cloud that'd be in the shape of your body, so to speak. And then you start defining that cloud as yourself. You use that imagery you remembered, and you associate yourself with that. So now this energy takes the form. You're using your visualization to give that energy that you've put out, to give it a form. Okay? And actually, during this process, you could actually just astral project. In the future, this is how you will astral project at will. So this is actually the technique for astral projecting. If you were laying down in your bed at nighttime before you want to go to sleep, and you projected your energy out above you, hovering in front of you, and then gave it that form of yourself looking back down on you, it's not that hard for your consciousness when it starts going into the lower brain waves, because when you're laying down, you go down to alpha and down to theta, and that moment when you're reaching theta and stuff, and you've been visualizing that, you can pop right into that visualization, that body that you've created, the astral body you've created. Basically, you're creating an astral body. So that's pretty much all you got to do, and that technique itself will induce it with time and practice. You'll be able to do it on command, on will, at will. So that's sounds pretty boring and difficult, but I know a lot of you all have questions. How do I project my energy the right way? How do I know I'm doing it? But if you do, put that in the comments below. Ask your questions. I'll go into whatever details you guys like. But just to recap, what the two main steps you want to do to practice, develop the skill set is you want to look at your whole body in the mirror, preferably nude. Spend some time there, like 5 minutes, looking at the details. You want to do this regularly. You want to do this at least once a day, every day. And the second technique, too, you should try at least once a day, too. So you project the energy out of your chest to make a cloud in front of you and give that energy cloud. It should be as big as human form and the density that you want. And when I say density, I mean obviously it's not going to be dense like your real physical self, but it's an astral body you're creating. You're just going to give it form with the visualization that you've been learning through the mirror. So you're literally visualizing yourself. You're putting energy there and giving it the form of you, and thus creating an astral body. Now, once you get really good at this, and I know this sounds a little weird, but you'll be able to create multiple astral bodies too and go do different things. You'll be surprised. Our brain can actually have consciousness in more than one body. And some of you might have even experienced that kind of thing when you're dreaming. You're kind of like in two places at once. You know? Having two dreams at the same time, so to speak. Like being aware that you're here, being aware you're there, and that you're doing this here and you're doing that there. And, yeah. So, that's the foundation. Like, you know, for me, that's the best technique that you can practice to experience astral projecting. A lot of the other techniques out there might be kind of elusive and difficult to apply, but I really think if you guys give this one a chance with, you know, being consistent, you will see results. It just takes a matter of time. And how much time? I don't know. Like I said, you can start doing it and project on your first try because you're doing the technique. But eventually everybody will get it. I mean, I did it for about like a month before it started working. So that's just giving you an example. I don't know. Some people might take longer. Some people might be shorter. Some of you have been practicing astral projecting. It also depends on how important it is to you. So that's a tip. You have to have a desire to do this. Because if you don't have the desire, then it doesn't build in your subconscious mind that doesn't tell your subconscious mind to do it. It just forgets about it because you're forgetting about it. You're just putting it on the back burner. So you do have to have a desire for it too, and it has to be strong desire. You have to, so it's consistent. That's why the practice daily and the desire will get you the results. I hope that helps. Hope you guys like, subscribe, share, comment, ask questions, request. Help me get views and subs. I sub back if I can whenever I notice. You know, if you just ask, I will. And yeah, don't forget to just share this with anybody too, that any of your friends and family that you think would find this useful, because it's really awesome. It takes your life to the next level when you find that kind of freedom, that you're more than your physical self. And I hope you guys have the best of luck, and thank you for watching, and catch you guys on the next video. Peace. Have a good day. Sifu AJ out.